It is week 11 of PFR on Lakeshore PBS. Tonight, another Friday night of sudden death, high school football, with some big matchups and a special guest star tonight.
That's right.
Okay.
He's behind you.
I thought somebody was behind me here. No, but we welcome Class 6A and Class 5A to the party this week. That's a special guest right there.
They are.
Yeah.
They're back from a week off.
There you go.
We'll have that preview tomorrow night's big action and some picks all coming up next on PFR.
Program support comes from NIPSCO.
Honey, who is this guy?
Oh, that's Frank. Hey, Frank.
Honey, why is Frank in our bedroom?
He's showing us ways to save money. Plus, he'll even help us install LED bulbs and new shower heads.
Oh, well, he is leaving before I shower, though, right?
To schedule an energy assessment and learn more about energy usage, visit NIPSCO.com.
Frank, could you hand me a towel?
Week 11 of PFR right here on Lakeshore Public Television, and as we start every week, but see, you guys are throwing me off now. He's here, I'm thinking it's scoreboard. I mean,
We can make up scores.
I got to, yeah. There we go. I got to refer to my rundown. We start, as we always do on Thursday night, with Week 10 highlights on PFR Rewind. We are back on PFR on Lakeshore PBS, ready to look at our players of the week for Week 10, the first week of the sectional. And let's start like we always do with our offensive player of the week.
Well, we start out with Fred Winston, another outstanding game by Griffith at 82 yards and 2 touchdowns versus Hammond. Winston just really played well.
Yeah, he had a great game. Trenton Allen of Roosevelt
Well, let me have the Roosevelt guy.
There you go.
Okay, there
Okay.
you
You
go.
got it.
Trenton Allen of the Black and Gold. That's 3 touchdowns versus Bishop. No, I tried to do my John Facenda
There you
voice,
go.
but I just couldn't get it down. But big game for the kid from Roosevelt.
We saw
Keely
some,
Ryan.
We saw some Keely Ryan in
Oh,
the
we
in-
certainly
in
did.
the
And
rewind.
Dran, 160 yards and 2 TDs versus Hanover Central.
And Eric Johnson, they're going to need a big game from him tomorrow
Oh, yeah.
night. Will Morton, if they are going to hang in the big ball game tomorrow night with Griffith. Defensive players of the week.
Hey, you got to start out with Morton. They forced 6 turnovers, and they threw a shutout against ECC. That is just outstanding.
Now, one of their star players is not going to be playing in the game, though, tomorrow night after the, I think, getting thrown out last week, right?
Oh, that's
true,
right. That's
yeah.
right. That is correct.
That whole internet thing that was totally unnecessary, and now you got a kid who's pretty good that's not going to play.
Right.
Their defense has been outstanding all year, and we'll see how they shake out tomorrow night. Mason Lebansky of Highland.
Yeah, he got a big touchdown off a fumble recovery versus Gavin. Boy, did Highland play well against Gavin.
Yeah.
And Jake Mayersky, we talked about his 60-yard pick for a touchdown last week against River. And Tavion Walker, I haven't seen anything about. We had a Twitter report last week that he was injured somewhat, possibly seriously in the game last week.
Yeah, we heard the same thing too, but again, it wasn't written in the papers, which we talked about before he went on the air, but a lot of players returning fumbles and turnovers for touchdowns, and we made a big deal out of this Chicago Bear player.
Yeah.
Big deal. What do we got here? We
Got
got
a lot
kids
of
from the
here as
region
well.
doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, how about some special teams players of the week?
Hey, this has to be one of our special team players of the year. J.J. Wattis of Andran, another field goal versus Hanover Central.
And Ernest Johnson of Griffith.
105-yard pick return for 6. That is 3 yards short or 4 yards short of the biggest you can get.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Tell the grandchildren that.
And only one, some of those police players could have been the unknown player of the week as well, but we have another unknown player of the week. Cedric Cachetta.
Yes, that's good.
When we
Joe.
can't
That's very
pronounce
good.
your name, you're an unknown player of the week. I
You're
always think
very
out about
unknown.
that.
I
Right?
think Westside knows him too well, though, after last week.
But this young man had 3 TDs for Lowell. I'm not sure how much he's played for Lowell, but he played last week.
Yeah, he made the most of his time last Friday night. All right, time for our polls this week. We start, as we always do, with the Little Five going into sectional semifinal action tomorrow night. The Bombers, a home underdog tomorrow night against Eastbrook. They're number 1 in the Little Five poll, though, at 8-2.
Yeah, and Boone Grove, and then look at that, Boone Grove, Gary Roosevelt, 7-3, 7-2, a huge battle between the two tomorrow night.
North Newton taking on Lake Station. They're at number 4.
And Culver is number 5, and then they're number 5 just because I couldn't find anybody else to put in
Well, I
there.
think that's a good number 5. I think.
That is.
Don't tell them that.
I think that's a very good number 5. Yeah. All right. How about the PFR top 10 for this week? Sectional semifinal week.
Hey, Knox moves into the big boy polls.
And deservedly so.
Yeah, 9-1, and they've got a chance tomorrow to be
Yeah.
10-1. Morton,
Mishawaka Marion?
Huh?
With
Yeah.
Mishawaka Marion?
Number 9 is Morton at 8-2. What a season that Coach Kinsey has done there. And Drahan 7-3. They need to get their offense going if they're going to win that sectional. Crown Point, it has a big one. Maryville, that's
Yeah.
a big battle.
They can try to
Yay.
avenge an earlier
Yes.
loss.
Yeah. Michigan City gets to play tomorrow, 6-3 at Munster. LaPorte has a game against, I think, South Bend Adams.
Yeah.
There. Prairie
The Prairie.
just beating on people unmercifully. 9-1. Griffith 9-1. And then Valparaiso 8-1 with a huge game tomorrow.
All right, and the number 1 team still in the PFR top 10, the only poll that matters, is Lowell. The Red Devils 10-0 on the season, undefeated, and
You can
on
hear
a
the
roll.
chant already.
Yeah.
RPD.
Yeah, they are. They're getting ready to leave to go to Highland right now and line up. But Lowell on fire. Defense has been outstanding, and we'll see how they match up with Highland tomorrow night. It is another edition tonight of Mascot Madness. We find out more about the Portage Indians.
Portage High School is called the Indians because there were a number of different tribes in this area. It was a port for the Indians. And that was an area where the Indians would take their canoes and travel that land to another. So this was Portage, so we became Indians. Each one of our teams like to put their own little spin and try to brand it. So like the actual logo might look a little different from team to team. So all still the Indian head or hatchets or whatnot like that. So the way we try to get our students to embody the Indian spirit would be to come together as a tribe and to come together as one. Basically, we have one dream and we're one team. We try to encourage the warrior mentality, always fighting, never giving up. So I would say, yes, we do try to instill that within our students and student athletes.
All right, there's another edition of Mascot Madness right here on PFR. Don't forget, tomorrow night, these two fellas will be on the radio, 89.1 FM, Lakeshore Public Radio for Lakeshore Game Night, 6 to 10:30. And you guys going to have to reformat that show because a couple games kicking off at 6:30,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
right.
there you go.
I think
But we'll-
Chesterton at Warsaw is an early kick.
And Valpo.
And Penn Valpo.
Penn at Valpo is an early
Exactly.
kick as well, which means our camera guys need to be there early as well, guys. So don't forget about that. And then we'll have PFR scoreboard tomorrow night live at 10:30 right here on Lakeshore PBS. All right, time now for another edition of Throwback Thursday on PFR. All right, our throwback comes from 2007. It was a Duneland Conference matchup in the sectionals. Two teams battling to stay in first place. LC trailed early, was down 10-7 at half, but LC turned things around, bounced back behind a Scott Spicer, there's a name from the past life,
Yeah.
40-yard field goal, gave LC the advantage with the score of 17-10. Momentum then shifted back to Chesterton's, where Evan Piranha's pick six got them back into the game right there. Chesterton keeps the mojo, and which leads to a win and the number one spot in the Duneland Conference. Okay, I think that was not sectionals, but a Chesterton Lake Central regular season matchup. All right, time now for our game of the week. And it's been a crazy week or so over at Valpo. They now have an interim coach in Coach Marshalls, and obviously it's going to be the players trying to overcome some things going on over there, but they will be hopefully focused to play tomorrow night. They've had injury problems all year, so they've overcome adversity in that aspect. They may need to overcome a little adversity again tomorrow night, but it's been public knowledge that they're going to get their quarterback back tomorrow.
Yes, and that's going to help a lot
Yeah.
playing. LeFew is just an outstanding, I think, Northern Illinois recruit.
Okay.
So that's going to help a lot. You get to move Crossan back to the safety spot where he is just outstanding. And then if if the offense isn't working, you bring Crossan. Crossan has had 2 great weeks of
he
5
has.
touchdowns
He
each.
has.
So they are ready, and from what I've heard, their enthusiasm is just out of this world right now.
Yeah, obviously Penn's improved. Penn really put it on Mishawaka. Penn will have some revenge with the Valpo beating them earlier in the season.
Has Penn even lost a game since that Valpo game?
No.
I don't think they have.
No,
they
they
have
haven't.
not.
Yeah,
No,
they
no.
come in with only 1 loss. So,
Yeah.
they got the revenge thing going, but Valparaiso's defense, the best in the region, will take care of business there. And let's face it, Valparaiso was team adversity. They've overcome everything this year. So what's to say they won't overcome this?
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. All right, T-Dub was out this week to talk with the Vikings.
William Marshall was going to join us right now, and voila, here he is. First off, I got to ask you, let's take you back a few weeks ago when the draw came out. When you found out that you were playing Penn again, what was your first response?
Absolutely excited. We think we left some points off the board the last time we played them. I think we've played just tremendous teams in our conference. I think we have a great opportunity here to go ahead and showcase our kids again and show them just how much we've grown, how strong we've become through playing through the DAC all season.
You've gone through all sorts of adversity, quarterback issues, the loss to Crown Point. Let's talk about the resilience of this football team. Right now, ranked number 2 by our poll, and you guys have basically earned it.
It is a resilient group. We're looking at a group that is senior laden, a group that back in November of last year decided what they wanted. They've attacked those goals, both on an individual basis as well as on a team basis. They came up with the collective sound of raise the bar, and each and every week these guys have raised the bar. They've pushed it, and there's no ceiling right now to what they're capable of doing.
Okay, let's talk about that win over Penn a couple of months ago. How did that help get this program headed in the right direction this season?
Well, this being my 12th season, I have been on the winning end of that game twice, and that was in 2008 and in 2010. And what I will tell you is that set the level of the intensity for the rest of the season. It set their commitment, not that the other teams previously who didn't win that game weren't committed, but when you knock off a top-ranked team like that in the preseason polls, it sets the bar high, and it makes you come to work every day with that hard hat, let's get after it type of mentality.
Let's talk about the Crossan kid. Helps you on defense big time. Came in, did the quarterback thing very well. How important was he to this team's success this year?
He's critical. He's just one of those athletes where he can go ahead and do many things. He can put other teams in bad situations, and we want to highlight him and showcase him as well this week with all that he can do offensively and defensively.
Okay, I pick up the paper on Saturday, and I read Valparaiso does it again. They beat Penn twice in one season. How'd you get it done?
We got it done starting in November. It's nothing that we've done today, this week. It has been a commitment by these kids and this coaching staff throughout the entire year, and just building off of each and every win, and as well as you brought up with Crown Point and every setback as well. That's kind of made us resilient and gotten us to where we are.
Considering the adversity you guys have gone through, the record you have, congratulations. You really got it done this season.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys coming out and showcasing us a little bit.
Okay, Coach, good luck on Friday. And you guys notice they have 2 umbrellas working here. My reputation precedes me. Next.
All righty. Coach Marshall with T-Dub, the interim coach now for Valpo High. And let's break down. We did reach out to Penn as well.
Yes.
But they wanted nothing to do with PFR. I think they probably know that, they probably have heard of PFR. They've heard of your tough questioning, Tom.
You're right.
They didn't want you anywhere. They didn't want you anywhere near Osceola.
I don't even know where Osceola is.
we would have got you there. Don't worry.
Oh,
about
okay,
it.
there you go. Thank God
All
I
right.
wasn't driving.
Penn's got to stop the Valpo passing game.
Yeah, they really do.
And they really probably had to prepare for a couple of quarterbacks.
Oh yeah, that's the problem. They really 3
Yeah.
people who have played for Valpo this year and done it well. And obviously, I think that they have to win the line of scrimmage, and they must not turn the ball over. That's the big key in this one. I think you're talking about 2 teams with only 1 loss, and each. And if you turn the ball over, Penn's able to put it in the end zone.
Well, I think, the formula's got to be the same for Valpo. Defense, try to get some points on the board, and, keep pressure on Penn's offense. Obviously, the thing that scares you is Penn's experience, postseason experience. Their expertise when it comes to special teams is always tough in the postseason as well.
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
I think that their special teams, Valparaiso has obviously a good kicker, and that's going to help them. But Penn has been there, like you said, and the special teams are big.
And guys, let's also remember that when they first played Penn, they had a quarterback issue.
Right.
I would imagine with the points they've been putting on the board lately that the Paulus kid, I want to say, is going to be the starter. He's going to be the guy. So they're set quarterback-wise. So it's going to be a tougher matchup. But I want to get my man's prediction on that one later on, see what he has to say.
Well,
about that.
it'll be coming up. Here's some of the highlights of the opener. This was this kind of surprised all of us. But Penn, I think, did they score early and then not score again? Right?
Yeah, right. They scored early, and then Valparaiso came back.
And really, Penn's offense was stymied the whole night in their opener against Valpo.
That's when we first found out that Valpo's defense would be the strongest part of their football team.
Yeah.
That's right.
Without a doubt. And you see Jesse Harper, he'll be hopefully a huge factor again tomorrow night. And I think, like you said, Tommy, they played a couple of quarterbacks. I think Paulus is a lefty.
Yes, that was him
so
just there.
That was a big throw there. But they played a couple of quarterbacks and probably have things a little more straightened out offensively. Obviously, Valpo will be prepared for what they look like this week. All right, Wayne, what do you think?
Well, I'll tell you, this is going to be a close one. I really think it is. And, Valparaiso, I'm looking for Valparaiso. They're at home, and I really believe that, they're going to be so focused on this particular game because of all the outside noise, and they want to prove that they are a team again and coming back together, and that's great. I think that I think they could do it.
I will just say that the check mark, this would be an easy game for the check mark to take, right? There's no way the check mark will ever take Penn
I knew
in a game.
When I
Period. No way ever that the check mark would ever take Penn against any opponent. Period.
Right.
So that one's safe. All right, now for the rest of Wayne's picks, it's time for Wayne's World. Got the head on at the last minute.
Last minute.
Hey, solid percentage last week.
Oh, yeah. 18-3, 86% or whatever there. Yep.
Not
we're
undefeated,
rolling.
of course.
But you are, right. That's right. Last week was 2-0. Joe moves to 61%.
61%, pretty good. Pretty good.
Wow. Moving up that ladder.
Never needs to take 10. Not at all.
All right, we're going to start in Class 6A, Sectional 1. I like Crown Point over Maryville. I think that Crown Point's defense is just way too strong, and I don't know if Maryville can stop.
Maryville's lone win of the season. Can you believe that?
Right, I know, but I don't think they can stop Gonzalez.
Yeah.
And I like Portage to come back and beat Lake Central again. And I know you struggled with this one.
Well, no, I just think that Portage just had some success against Lake Central in the postseason when they shouldn't have.
Right.
So I imagine that Coach Bartolomeo has brought that to the attention of the football team that they have ruined our season in the sectional recently a lot.
A lot.
So I'm sure Lake Central would want nothing better.
And this is a situation, though, that Lake Central is now healthy. They've got their running back, Williams, back.
Yeah.
Bundelow has played very well at the quarterback lately.
Prepare, so
that's right.
If you need to get other guys to get back, okay. You like Chesterton over Warsaw?
I do. I think that this is a really balanced one. The only trepidation I had was that Chesterton is going to Warsaw, playing there.
All right. As you said, you already picked.
Right.
The check mark does have Warsaw.
Ooh, okay.
Just because of the home field advantage that they have, games at Warsaw. Raza, we don't know his.
Right.
We don't know whether he's going to play. His injury we thought was serious. That's why Warsaw gets the check mark over Chesterton.
I agree with you. I think that, you travel out east and the refereeing is a little different.
That's a good. I didn't say that. You did. All right, Class
I like
5A.
LaPorte over South Bend Adams, big here, and I like Michigan City over Munster. That sets up if that happens, that sets up a great game.
Sure does. Another rematch. That would be at Michigan City if it's LaPorte, Michigan City.
Griffith over Morton, and especially if Morton, obviously one of their nice players, or one of their best players, is not playing, so that's going to hurt Morton a lot.
You got Lowell over Highland?
I do. Highland needs to play, and it was in the paper. You know, Coach Greider said they're going to need to play a perfect game to beat Lowell.
Yeah. All right. Elsewhere, 3A.
Oh, Prairie. I like Prairie over Mishawaka, especially what Penn did to Mishawaka recently. Yeah. And I like Andrean coming around there.
All right, we're running out of time. You like Knox
I
over
like
Mishawaka
Knox,
Marion, so do
and I like North Newton over Lake Station.
After you picked Whiting last week, and
That's
they
right.
didn't forget about it. You like Boone over the Veld.
I do. Oh, God, yes, you had to get that one in. Yes, Boone Grove, I think their defense will not let Roosevelt score 52.
You like Eastbrook over Rensselaer.
I do. Eastbrook's number 1 in the state in 2A. I do.
All right, I don't. I like the Bombers at home.
Wow.
Eastbrook's schedule is a joke.
Okay.
Dang.
All right,
but
we're
this,
stepping out now.
This could be a reach. It could be a little bit of a reach, but I'm betting against their schedule. Very suspect.
Yes.
Hopefully the Bombers have been laid in the weeds for this one. Okay.
And it's at Rensselaer, so that would add to your check mark
Yes, it is.
possibility.
They're
I like Triton over Winnemac and LaVille over Culver.
Finally picked LaVille.
I finally did,
I was counting
yes.
on you picking against LaVille again, and I would have had him. All right, we'll see you tomorrow night on PFR School Board, and listen to Lakeshore Game Night at 6 on 89.1 FM Lakeshore Public Radio. Good night.
Program support comes from NIPSCO.
Honey, who is this guy?
Oh, that's Frank. Hey, Frank.
Honey, why is Frank in our bedroom?
He's showing us ways to save money. Plus, he'll even help us install LED bulbs and new shower heads.
Oh, well, he is leaving before I shower, though, right?
To schedule an energy assessment and learn more about energy usage, visit NIPSCO.com.
Frank, could you hand me a towel?